So obviously things are pretty exciting and interesting when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2 because it is rumored that Nintendo will reveal the system today. If you're watching this on the 15th, there should be some type of announcement of when they're going to show off officially the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, for those who didn't see the Nate the Hate video or podcast, he essentially said that it's going to focus on the hardware itself, not really going to be any focus on the games. There might be some games on screen, but very similar to the Nintendo Switch 1 first look trailer, they really focused on the situations and the surroundings and the hardware and what it can do. They didn't necessarily confirm any of the games that were on the screen that were shown. So I think that it could be something very similar to that in terms of the system and the hardware. So speaking on that, I wanted to go over some of the newest rumors that we could find out about today, or maybe even later when Nintendo goes into more detail, in addition to supposed leaked tech specs of the Nintendo Switch 2, which I'm sure Nintendo will never go over because I don't think they officially ever truly deep dived into the Nintendo Switch 1 specs. So I don't know if they're ever going to do that, but we do have a rumored leak of that. But before we get into all that, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're someone new to get the latest information on the Nintendo Switch 2, my live streams and more first as soon as they drop. Now let's go ahead and jump right into it here. This one comes from Samus Hunter. I saw this on Twitter. Once again, Samus Hunter, spotty track record overall, but what they are saying right now with the Nintendo Switch 2 and the C button might actually be what it is. So essentially, what Samus Hunter is saying, they said this on Twitter about that C button. I have no personal information about the OS and SDK, but I confirm these features. It is not just a button to enable or disable a chat. It is not for connecting or to cast. It is a multi-functionality button that will allow you to share your experiences with your community. Now, what they're talking about here, the exclusive C button and chat functionality. Data mines of the current Switch OS and exclusive SDK leaks have confirmed that the Nintendo Switch 2 will have GC and VC functionality, codenamed Campus. This is what the C button may be for, unconfirmed, but I'm 99.99% sure. Groups will support up to 12 NSO subscribers. There will be screen sharing. Nothing like Miiverse. VidMeo is real. Now, this definitely seems like something Nintendo can do. If you look on the Nintendo Switch right now, there's already communities that you can look through and see, okay, these people are playing this. These people in your community are playing this, and like you can interact with that. So they already have something like that. They kind of probably just took that, I would say, feature that they have built into the Nintendo Switch and just kind of took it to the next step to where you can join up in that community. If you have the NSO and they're on your friends list, you can have group chat or voice chat. Now, Nintendo and their history with voice chat and group chat has been very spotty. So I'm hoping, like, I don't know, 5th time's a charm. I think the only time that they actually got it kind of right was the Nintendo DS, where it was just built in. And if games supported it, you can just talk right there with the microphone. It wasn't perfect. It was kind of not good quality, but I mean, it was right there. You can do it in Pokemon and other games. So I do think that was the last time that I can think of that I truly wanted to use it. Outside of that, it's been like the app, which has not been great, but I mean, it's there. And then like the Wii U was a bit weird. It had a built-in mic and games could use it, but it was like video chat and stuff like that. So I mean, I barely use that. You have the Wii, you have the Wii Speak. You know, that was whatever it was. GameCube didn't have it unless there was some type of weird thing that you had to get. So yeah, overall, I think that this is definitely possible. When it comes down to it, I think that Nintendo definitely needs to improve their online features and what they offer for NSO subscribers if they want to get people to continue subscribing. It's not like there's been a ton of new subscribers. They've been kind of staying somewhat stagnant overall when it comes to it. So yeah, I would expect them to actually have something like this or something very similar to this, considering what the Nintendo Switch did in the communities and how Nintendo wants you to see what other people are playing. And if they can use that to NSO's advantage, I think that'd be a pretty good thing. So that C button means something, and I'm guessing it's something simple and not something that's like too crazy overall. So I'm thinking about it in that type of way, but we're gonna have to wait and see. And I'm guessing that Nintendo will reveal something pretty soon here overall, especially like when we have like the next game showcase. If this is just the hardware reveal, then we have like the games and like the price and all sorts of other stuff. So yeah, we'll see about that. Next up, let's talk about the rumored specs when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2. We got T-flops. Hopefully there's no flopflation here, you know, Mark Cerny. And we got clock speeds. All of that is leaked. Now, these are new tech specs for the Nintendo Switch 2 that are claimed to have made their way online to reveal the T-flops and clock speeds of the console. Shoutouts to Nintendo Everything for this one. It's tough to nail down the actual source of where today's numbers are coming from. The details were posted on various social channels and places such as Reddit and family boards, and people are taking it seriously enough to point where it's apparently worth considering. There's also talk surrounding a Switch 2 SDK leak, which could be where the numbers originate. Here's what's been shared courtesy of the family boards. Keep in mind that, again, this is not official. So the power profiles here in handheld mode, you've got the CPU at 1100.8 megahertz, GPU at 561 megahertz, 1.72 T-flops, and then the RAM at 2133 megahertz, 68.26 gigabytes per second. Docked up, you've got the CPU running at 998.4 megahertz. The GPU's at 1007.3 megahertz with a total compute of 3.09 T-flops. And the RAM is at 3200 megahertz, 102.40 gigabytes per a second. Now, here's another roundup of the unconfirmed tech specs. The CPU is a ARM Cortex A78C with 8 cores, unknown L1, L2, L3 cache sizes, so we'll figure that out once we get the teardown, I guess. GPU, NVIDIA T239 Ampere RTX 20 series, 1 graphics processing cluster, GPC, 12 streaming multi-processors, SM, 1,534 CUDA cores, 6 texture processing clusters, TPC, 48 Gen 3 tensor cores, 2 RTX ray tracing cores, and the RAM, 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5. Some/all units will have LPDDR5X chips and 2 6 gigabyte chips. So what I do know about those specs, that the RAM is actually pretty good there in terms of the speed and the quality of it. Now, over on Reddit, one comparison point for T-flops, which is one way of measuring power, has been the 2021 released GeForce RTX 3060 GPU. It had 12 teraflops, which would put the Nintendo Switch 2 at a fourth of that. But looking purely at gaming consoles, which probably makes more sense, the Xbox Series S comes in at 4 teraflops, while the PS4 Pro is at 4.2 teraflops. However, teraflops alone doesn't fully tell us what Nintendo's new device could be capable of, especially as DLSS will apparently be supported as a significant upscaling feature. There have been so many rumors and leaks surrounding Nintendo Switch 2 over the past few months and weeks, so we might as well throw the T-flops into the mix. So it's very interesting when people see like computing with T-flops and it's going to look like PS4 Pro or Xbox Series S or this and that. And at the end of the day, I've listened to MVG talk. You know, he's a developer. He obviously knows hardware. I've listened to also what other people have said. And yeah, teraflops is not the full be-all, end-all. Especially when you have DLSS and you have modern architecture and other things. It's kind of the same thing with the Nintendo Switch 1. But I'm looking at this overall, and this is a significant boost over the Nintendo Switch 1. I mean, this is a major boost, especially on the RAM front. You got way faster RAM. You've definitely got a much stronger GPU, better CPU across the board. So Switch 1 games, if they get patched, I mean, they're going to be running great on there. And Switch 1 games look good. Just sometimes there's some issues with frame rate with certain games. Not all games. Smash looks good and runs good, and Super Mario Odyssey and Splatoon. But man, like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, 1, 2, all of them could definitely use this right here. And Monolith Soft can cook with these new specs. I'm actually excited. This gets me a bit more excited because I do feel that DLSS, obviously, and the specs here, just such a big jump over the Nintendo Switch 1. Yeah, it might not be, obviously, PlayStation 5 Pro or whatever the case is, or flopflation, but man, to me, this actually seems pretty good just because, once again, you got a large amount more than what the Nintendo Switch 1 was capable of, and the Switch 1 did a lot of crazy things that people didn't expect, like have The Witcher 3, like have Doom, Nier Automata. Like, there's so many games that you wouldn't expect to be able to run on the Nintendo Switch, and it does, and it actually does okay. You know, not every game, but some games. So imagine what Nintendo's developers are going to be able to do with this. And of course, you have the DLSS and other stuff. So I think this is going to be a good system, and it's going to look pretty comparable overall with a lot of games on PlayStation 4 Pro or on Xbox Series S. I don't think it's going to be like, oh my gosh, it looks way 10 times worse or anything based off of what I'm seeing here. And of course, DLSS. But we're going to have to wait and see. Obviously, like certain PlayStation 5 games or certain Xbox Series X games or PC games, clearly that can push a lot more power, are going to be able to outperform it. But this is a hybrid system that we're talking about here. So you're definitely going to get a lot better. And I'm excited to see what they can do with Switch 1 games having patches in order for them to run better. Imagine getting a patch for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I can finally go through the DLC and have it at a 60 frames per second frame rate. So to me, this is good. This is fine by me, and I'm looking forward to actually seeing the games. That's what's most important to me, is actually seeing the games. And I think that Monolith Soft, Nintendo's first party developers, like imagine a new Mario, 3D Mario, Mario Kart, Zelda, Pokemon, Smash Brothers. Man, the sky's the limit when it comes down to this, considering how much of a jump this is over Nintendo Switch 1. So I'm definitely excited for that. But what do you guys think overall about the rumored stuff here that we went over? Let me know in the comment section. I do want to go over another thing here, and that is the Lunar Remaster collection. We got an official release date for this game, and I'm very excited to get both Lunar games here. So let's go over what you guys can expect, physical and digital. So Lunar Remastered Collection will launch officially for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam on April 18th. Gung Ho Online Entertainment announced. Digital editions will be available for $49.99, while the following physical editions will also be available in North America. Physical editions will be available exclusively via Amazon for $54.99, and in Europe, physical PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch editions will be available via distributor Clear River Games, priced at €54.99. The physical editions will feature reversible covers showcasing 2 new key arts for Lunar Silver Star Story Complete and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete, both illustrated exclusively for the Lunar Remastered Collection by Toshiyuki Buka. You guys are seeing that art right there. It looks really nice. And there's a bunch of new key features. I just want to go over some of the stuff here. You have strategic turn-based battles. Play through 2 magical worlds in Lunar Silver Star Story Complete and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete as you fight it out in turn-based battle style, where each character's speed, distance, position, and attack reach must all be accounted for. You have powerful voices and captivating animated sequences. You can relive the classic or go with the remastered mode as well. 2 new language options. So Lunar Remastered Collection not only includes Japanese and English subtitles and sound, but also 2 new subtitle language options, French and German. And you have this is probably one of the most important things here: speed up battle, improved strategy settings. Save time and speed through battles with the flip of a switch. Additionally, new options have been added to the original strategy settings for streamlined combat. So this is definitely good. Lunar is looking awesome. I'm very excited to jump into these. I think I played a little bit of it back in the day when I would go to certain mom and pop shops and you can like rent time on a system and play for like an hour for like $1 or something like that, or $2. And I remember doing something like that with one of these games. So it's going to be cool to actually be able to play them, because I don't remember any of it. I remember these games, but I don't remember playing them and enjoying the stories and all of that. So actually having it to where we can have it in our house. And once again, these are one of the things that's very important. People talk about game preservation, people talking about not forgetting certain games to time, where things get harder and harder as the years go by. This is definitely one of the franchises that absolutely needed a remaster to be brought to modern consoles. So I'm very happy that this is coming physical and digital. Now we are going to move on to another topic here. We've got Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. We got a launch date for that game as well. This is the Japanese culture-inspired Rune Factory game. It's actually looking really good. So Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma will launch for the Nintendo Switch and PC via Steam on May 30th. Publishers Marvelous, Marvelous USA, and Marvelous Europe announced. The latest issue of the weekly Famitsu, which is due out on January 16th, has a 16-page feature on the Japanese culture-inspired Rune Factory game, introducing the story, protagonist, Subaru, Kaguya, their fluffy companion, Mokuran, the fantasy life game cycle, and the protagonist's 12 love interests, including the mysterious archaeologist Hina, the sky-faring adventurer Moro, and the vibrant tea shop owner Iroha. It also has a special interview with the game director, Shiro Maikawa. So yeah, this game has also a lot of new key features as well. You have bold new abilities and weapons. As the Earth Dancer, you can use the power of dance, sacred treasures, and fresh weapons like the bow and talisman to purify the land, your farms, and undo the Blight's damage. Takes a village, not just by yourself. Don't just mind the farm, rebuild the entire villages, construct and place buildings, enticing people, return to the villages and contribute, revive the gods to bring vitality and valuable resources back to the plagued lands. Your own fantasy Japanese life, experience beautiful Japanese-inspired characters, designs, and aesthetics. From festivals to events to monsters, explore Azuma's natural landscapes and its seasonal themed locales steeped in tradition. Classic romance and relationships, choose between male and female protagonists, then befriend or romance any of the eligible candidates in fully voiced scenarios. Recruit these new friends to aid you in battle too. So this will probably be one of the Rune Factory games that I really actually get into, because I do like the aesthetics of it, in addition to what they're offering here with combat as well. So it's looking pretty good. That is going to be May 30th for PC and the Nintendo Switch. So that's going to wrap it up for this video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch RPG videos and more right here on screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.